Hello, rollers. Welcome back to the Roll Report. Thank you so much for listening and being on this super fun and wild ride with us. As a little treat this month, since there is 5 Wednesdays in May, please enjoy this very special episode. Our live Dungeons Flagons, a not-so-holiday semi-spectacular, recorded live at the East Bay Community Space in December. And if you're in the Bay Area, check out the Roll Report socials at the Roll Report Cast on Instagram and TikTok for news about our next Dungeons Flagons event coming to a venue near you July 13th, 2024. Enjoy!
And theme music! Woo! Okay.
We're doing it.
We're doing it live, and I'm on the wrong part of the thing because I have an intro. What ho, fellow tradespeople!
Oh, what? Oh, fellow tradespeople.
Wonderful. Hello and welcome. I think you all know what you're doing here, but welcome to Dungeons Flagons.
Woo-woo. Thank you.
And if you're just arriving, welcome to Dungeons Flagons. There's like 3 more people that bought tickets that are going to be here when they're here, and we can heckle them mercilessly when they walk in the door, because that's what Dungeons Flagons is about.
Yes.
Merciless heckling. There's like a couple of you that I think I don't actually know, so we're going to introduce ourselves very quickly. Not your characters. There's going to be time for that later. My name is Colin. I use he and they pronouns. I am the DM of the Roll Report, and I call myself the creative director because everyone needs a title. Hello.
It is a good title and apt. I am Ben Rogue. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm very happy to see you all. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
My name is Kaya May. I use they and she pronouns. And thanks for coming.
Hi, I'm Benner. I use all pronouns, and I can't see you anymore.
There's just the suggestion of beautiful faces.
Heartwarming.
Thank you all so much for joining us. This is our second ever live show. We did a release party when we started the podcast in June. We have been going strong. Who's listening to the podcast? So those of you that are not yet, there's these QR codes that are on the back of some chairs there. That will take you to our link tree where you can find us on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. You can also find our social media accounts that are run by the fantastic Hannah Lozier, who's in the back there, who's doing great. Also did our character design, so if the flyer or the banner image on Facebook is what drew you in, Hannah drew those amazing, amazing character portraits. We love Hannah very much. You can find us. We are at the Roll Report Cast on Instagram and TikTok. If you like what you see tonight, you can also support us on Patreon, and that QR code will also take you to our Patreon page, and that would be super cool. Housekeeping. Bathrooms are over there, if you didn't know. There's lots of snacks. If at any point you want to stand up and grab a snack, I might heckle you just a little bit, but also please feel free to go and grab more snacks. They are here for you. Everybody loves snacks. Most people love snacks, I hope. Do I have any other housekeeping? I don't think I have any other housekeeping.
Emergency exit.
Oh, emergency exit. That way where you came in.
Where you came in.
There's also over here, what is that? My left, your right. That hallway does lead to an emergency exit out the back. And those are the easy ones. You can run all the way that way and exit on Telegraph, but it's kind of complicated. Hopefully there's no emergency. At least not in the actual world. You guys.
Uh-oh.
Great.
Okay.
Is that what we call foreshadowing?
Maybe.
Dun, dun, dun.
That certainly is
Yes. We
foreshadowing.
also highly encourage live Foley from the audience anytime you feel
Oh,
inclined.
yes.
Yeah.
That's an important part of this.
Everybody, the world runs on free labor.
Welcome
sadly.
to capitalism.
Do we have an audience mic?
I was hoping we were going to go there, but it's no. On that note, let's leave behind the world of capitalism, shall we?
Yes.
And let's
If only for a
indulge
moment.
our imaginations in something Hey, in
they
my
got
world,
mercantilism.
They
in
got
my
really
world,
long vacations.
the
They had
majority
really long
government is a
vacations.
socialist utopia. There's also some real like feudalist bullshit going on in areas that we haven't touched on in the podcast yet. So you just have to stay tuned for like what I have planned for them in like, around level 10, 12, 15.
Fully automated luxury gay space communism.
Fully automated gay space luxury communism. Absolutely. 'Twas the night before, nothing special, and all through the city, many creatures were stirring to see a singing kitty. Yes, it was time for the show. Holiday tunes performed by Song of the Snow. With hard-sought tickets in hand, our merry band ventures forth. But little do they know, they're sure to get their money's worth. I know it doesn't rhyme. I tried. I really tried.
Not hard
So-
enough.
Clearly, it's, tough crowd, and I rhyming anyway. So, our story begins in the beautiful ringed city of Sea Shallow. 5 concentric rings of canals and waterways encompassing a thriving metropolitan trading city at the center of our world's archipelago. Now, if you've ever listened to the podcast, great, you know where we are. If you haven't, why not? Go home, give it a listen, and you'll have a little bit more context for our location and setting for tonight's show. But also, I mean, if I hear our theme music coming from phones as this is happening, I would be happy mad. Yeah. Anyway, for our purposes here tonight, what those of you that have not listened to the show yet need to know is this. Our heroic trio here makes their home in the barracks of the mercenary group, the Scarlet Osprey, in the 5th ring, which is the outermost of the 5 rings of the city. The world-famous Tabaxi bard, Song of the Snow, has just begun the Sea Shallow residency of his Eons tour at the Coral Hall. Thank you.
Got it.
You throw little random terrible jokes in there, and you hope people get them.
I know there's Swifties in the audience.
He has just begun his residency at the Coral Hall, a fabulous performance venue in the 2nd ring, one out from the innermost. So, heroic trio, you 3 are all settled into your wonderful little suite in the 2nd barracks on the left, the nice one, getting ready to go to this concert. And in this moment, I'd like to go down the line, take a moment to describe your character, introduce yourself, and your fanciest concert-going duds.
All right.
Okay, so my character is Talus, a shapeshifter from the Fae, and currently I am occupying the persona of Renton Connolly, a very stylish and charismatic bard who recently acquired an extremely delightful cloak of many fashions. And so my cloak of many fashions is so fabulous, in fact, that it's going to be changing throughout the evening. But right now it is a glorious array of silver and gold and purple and green.
Purple green.
You don't want to hear me try to do that accent, but Ben's like really nailed it the entire run of the show so far. Like,
Thank you.
I'm a rivulet starfish, and I'm the 7th princess of nautical Notlantis. And I'll be donning one of my crowns for this fantastic event, and my lovely flowing water dress is going to be illuminated by a bioluminescent plankton. Yes. And of course, 9 is with me.
Ooh. Oh, yes. 9, of course.
9.
9 the elephant.
Well,
Elephant.
Octopus. I know my animals. I definitely graduated from kindergarten.
the octopus, the elephant of the sea.
That's the proverbial elephant of the sea, as I say. We're off to a great start.
Well. All right. So I'm Galen,
and I am so excited. I love concerts. I love live music, and I recently acquired some really fancy gloves.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I remember that.
And I've decided to model my entire outfit around these gloves. We have a like a kind of animal skin themed. I hope PETA or the seashell equivalent doesn't throw any paint on me. But we've got like a turtle shell vest and some really obnoxious high-heeled, really high boots that are scaled with a bunch of different types of beautiful, reflective fish scales.
Nice.
Yeah, like the sequins of the sea.
Right.
Fish scales.
Accurate.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Amazing.
Rivulet's jealous of the shoes, I can tell. They're not your size. My feet are humongous.
It's true. You probably wouldn't fit Galen's shoes.
I'd swim in them.
Heyo.
Let's see what you did there.
Well,
Isn't your
mention I'm a
body like
water
90%
genasi?
water, so you kind of swim in anything?
Yeah.
All right. Just making sure.
I don't know if you did mention that.
Oh, I'm a water genasi. I'm made of water, in case we missed that part.
Oh, yeah, and I am a human. Amazing, I know.
It's, rare in the world of D&D.
Slow clap.
Well, as you are all getting ready, there's not so much a knock at the door as someone bursting in and happening to knock as the door bangs off of the wall.
What?
It is a young gnome whose face is sort of smeared with dirt, barefoot, wearing Galen's old hand-me-down clothes and literally swimming in them. It is your old friend Nickpick the street urchin who sells matchsticks, who is your nearest and dearest friend and companion that you would do anything for.
Oh, Nitpick. That guy.
Guys! Are you going to the concert?
Can't
Yes.
wait. Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Nitpick, where do I look like I'm going? The freaking grocery store?
OMG, lifegoals.star. Can I come with you?
I don't see why not.
Well, do you have a ticket? This
Well,
show
I
has
mean-
been sold out for 8 months.
I mean, no tickets cost 10 gold pieces, and remember, I sell matchsticks for a fraction of a copper penny a piece.
Poor baby.
It would take me my entire lifetime to earn a single gold piece.
I have been telling you need to raise your prices. You are worth so much more than that.
The suggestion about marketing them as artisanal handcrafted matchsticks was, it helped. I sold 5 more. But really, I'm Song of the Snow's biggest fan. I follow his bubble account obsessively.
What's your favorite song?
Well, of course, Chelray City Prison Blues.
All right.
Of course, how could it be anything else? That's the best one. I mean, there is that one where he talks about how terrible his ex is.
Oh, yeah. I like the one where he's like, it's you. You're the problem, it's you.
Yeah, that one's kind of my favorite too. I like his whole, how do you pronounce his whole oeuvre? Is that how you pronounce it? I only speak
Ochre?
common and Gnomish.
Yeah.
What is it?
Oeuvre?
Uvula?
That's the one.
I believe that's some sort of ancient language, right?
But look, yeah, so I don't have a ticket because, economics are still a thing. And when you sell artisanal handcrafted matchsticks for a fraction of a penny, it takes a long time to earn gold pieces, but you could smuggle me in.
Yeah, I'm sure you could smuggle him in. Look how little he is.
You come to me on the day of the Eris tour. We've been friends, and you've kept this from me that you even wanted to go. I didn't even know you were into this guy until right now. Why did you wait so long? We could have
noticed
devised a plan, and now this is the 11th hour. I'm already in my shoes. I can hardly walk in them.
But I'm wearing your old hand-me-downs. It's my nicest stuff.
Oh, my God. Of course I'm going to smuggle you in. What are friends for?
That's so cool. Thanks.
Don't thank me yet, man. We might all get
well, I don't
boned. You might ruin this for everyone.
Princess, you've been staring at me like you want to say something, but you're just staring.
Well, I just have never met you, and you seem very familiar with my good friend Galen.
I don't know how you never met me. I've been selling matchsticks outside the barracks here for ages.
Yeah, check your privilege, Rivulet.
I know gnomes age a little bit slower than some other species, but I've known Galen forever, and I've known you for it's been like a whole 2 weeks.
Really?
Gee, you think they look out for the little people.
Not noticing these poor little street urchins.
Well, we can get acquainted on the way because there's only 55 minutes until the show starts.
Yeah, let's jump in a water taxi.
Seems like a reasonable move.
All right, then. Well, Rivulet primps her hair a little bit, does a shimmy in front of the mirror, and does that swirly thing and sweeps out of the room.
Roll for swirl.
We haven't rolled enough dice yet.
That's a 7.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's
Dexterity.
I-
there's like a nice
Swirl
floor-length mirror that you had installed naturally because you have to look your best at all times in going out.
Correct.
You give a really nice pirouette, and right as you finish, your heel breaks completely.
Oh.
No.
Oh, wait, I could fix it with matchsticks.
Yes, and she hands you the heel and walks straight to her room and gets one of her other heels that matches perfectly.
Oh.
I'm gonna say that thank you, Bo. Bo got me this really beautiful new set of
very
dice.
fancy
They
dice.
are, I don't know how visible. They're shiny and very clean. Ooh.
Very sharp
Let's see
edges.
how well the matchsticks can affect repairs.
Not
That's a
particularly
4.
well.
Oh, no.
As you go retrieve another pair of shoes, you come back out. Nickwick is just sitting there going, okay, if I tie like 7 matchsticks together, it might be your heels are really tall. And he ties 7 matchsticks together, puts the shoe on his foot, which he is again swimming in, being gnome-sized, stands up, and the other heel breaks. I could fix.
I think we should go.
Okay. Nickwick bolts out the door immediately. Gone. The 3 of you presumably follow after him, and you make your way out to the nearest dock. The Scarlet Osprey, being a mercenary group as they are, have their waiting water taxis. And you pile in. And as you begin heading the long, slightly circuitous route from our outermost ring, the 5th ring, all the way to the 2nd ring, the canals and waterways are absolutely flooded with traffic. There is barges carrying food and trades goods jostling up against water taxis and gondolas ferrying passengers in all directions, and a steady stream and noticeable, getting more increasing heading towards the 2nd ring. But it is just, as you kind of get to the 3rd ring and you're trying to get in, it is not moving, just the equivalent, the watery equivalent of bumper to bumper traffic.
Oh, no.
And your taxi driver kind of looks and goes, oh, geez, I don't know about this one. You want me to start bashing heads, or like what do you want me to do here? It's a long ways on foot from here to the concert hall.
You may bash heads, yes.
Whoa. I don't know if
It's
that's...
like holding up an oar ready.
I'm not ready to bash heads yet.
Oh, all right.
Let's think for a second before we resort to violence. All right, violence. Okay, let's do it. I'm ready. And then Galen takes his oar.
Are we really doing this then? Is this, are you sure?
I don't know, are you?
Unless you got a better... I'm just...
Play.
Do you have a better idea?
Well, I mean, we could,
I could just get in the
out of the
water
water
and
and
swim.
walk. How far is it exactly?
From where you are, it is you'd have to cross a major canal and get kind of like the what are the arcs of a circle? Is that radians? Like how
Sure,
many?
yeah.
Sure, radians. You got to get a solid from like you're at about 7 o'clock. You got to get to about 9 o'clock.
So how many hours or time units on foot?
If you ran, and none of the bridges were opening to let barges through at the time, you would maybe make it on time. You also
And we'd be really sweaty.
an important piece of information that I neglected. You also know the Coral Hall is a venue that works similar to Broadway in our world, where if you're late, you don't get in.
Oh, no. All right, well, I
have
an
a
important
non-violent
question, which is,
idea.
yeah, right. I'm surprised you haven't cast fog already.
I'd like to cast water and make another stream for our boat
Oh, yeah, that sounds
above
promising.
or around all the other boats.
Okay, let me just make sure I'm imagining this correctly. You would like to what spell is it?
Create water.
You would you would like to use create water to give your water taxi a totally other stream of water to follow that is in the air.
Correct.
Or, okay, well, let's see.
No, please, or
I was
much
just going to
water
say,
can you create?
presumably also you could shape water and move all of these assholes out of the way.
Well, one's a lot more dramatic.
It's true. I see why you went with
it is absolutely true. Roll for drama.
14.
Promising.
What is your, sure, what's your spell casting modifier? What's your wisdom?
+3.
Brings us to a 17.
That's pretty
With a
high.
17, what happens? You begin creating this parallel stream of water. You can tell because like the boat in front of you just like it's shunted off to the side abruptly. And then as you begin pushing forward and your water taxi driver's like got that pull behind him going, this is like really picking up the pace. I don't know what's going on. You lift out of the main canal and you manage to get this boat not only on top of the equivalent of the sidewalk and continue the water flowing in the correct direction, you manage to get most of the way towards the final canal and evade the worst of the traffic as your spell finally, what is the time duration on that? Because I believe it has one.
1A.
Okay. Casting time, that is casting time. Does it have a duration?
60. I mean, it says within 60 feet, so I'm
You
gonna
know what?
always be within 60 feet of myself.
It doesn't matter. It was a great dramatic effect. I'm going to say you get past this whole first chunk of
Wow.
traffic that was blocking you, and you have made it to the edge of the second ring.
Excellent.
As
Well
you're-
done. Very creative.
As you arrive there, you see,
Non-violence.
at this point, as you descend off of the sidewalk and back into the canal proper, leaving behind a frantically running wake of pedestrians who dove out of the way, and of course, one poor bastard just going, "My cabbages!" Of course. My water cabbages.
Crunch.
So wet.
They're so soggy. You see, you are about, a long block from the concert hall itself, from the Coral Hall, and it is solid. There is no room in the water, in the canal, for anything but the boats that are currently there, and the sidewalks have also filled up with people that look like they are eagerly awaiting the show. You can see the venue at the end of the next block. What do you do?
Well, I would say my instinct is to do what we used to do in the old my old pirate days, called boat running. When you're in a boat gridlock situation like this, you got to just gallivant, hopping from boat to boat, jumping on the sides and the bow to the stern and the bow to the stern,
Nimbly pimbly.
Yeah, nimble, all nimbly pimbly like. And I think that's what we should do. I'll pick up little nitwit, stick him in my armpit. And y'all can fend for yourself too, right?
You haven't carried me like this in so long. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Life goals star.
Great.
Well, I'd look for the VIP entrance, obviously.
I will shapeshift into Yorick, and so now I look like an old salty sailor from the deep blue sea, and I'm definitely doing this boat running thing. Couldn't miss that.
Amazing.
Looks way too fun.
Yorick and Galen roll athletics or acrobatics, your choice. Rivulet, give me a perception
This
check.
is an immediate mistake.
What?
13 plus something.
Oh, no.
I got a 3.
I got a 14.
I think my dex is probably a 2, so
Okay.
let's go with that.
14?
14, not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's totally fine. As you two, your water taxi driver just like looks and jaw hits the deck of the boat as you both leap off and begin bounding from boat to boat, closing the distance. It is not quite the show-stopping array of grace and poise that you were
I never
hoping
promised
for.
that. I never
It's-
promised that.
But it was still pretty badass.
But it was badass and it was successful, and you only capsized one boat when you both landed on the same side at the same time, tipping an unfortunate and well-dressed tiefling woman into the canal.
Sorry,
in your
not
wake.
sorry.
That's okay. It was
It's
really
me.
impressive. So the two of you very quickly make your way to the end of this line. You see there are a number of very elaborate water taxis of the personally owned variety, slowly disgorging elaborately well-dressed people onto a large blue and purple carpet. Rivulet, meanwhile, with a 3,
Plus 4.
with a 7, excuse me. You do not see a VIP entrance so much as you immediately notice this beautiful, large, a sort of a watery influence of Art Deco style theater. An immense magical marquee that reads Song of the Snow, Eon's Tour. Sold out, do not ask us about tickets.
Wow.
And you notice that people that your father would like you to be acquainted with are lining up and marching in on these elaborate blue and purple carpets. The
gross.
wealthiest and most influential citizens of Sea Shallow. As well as, in what is surprising to you, and I think what distracts you completely and prevents you from seeing any sort of VIP entrance, there is a small crowd that looks very obviously from the Fifth Ring, nervously dressed in what appears to be their finest. And in this moment, you recall Song of the Snow's rider includes a well-known demand that at least 50 to 75 tickets per night be given to whatever the underprivileged of that city is. So in this case, sadly, Nickwick did not get that ticket, but there's some of your friends and neighbors are there. Meanwhile, Galen, you see Galen and Yorick having just hopped across the boat. They're all the way up at the carpet as you are kind of examining and trying to decide what to do next.
So all these fancy people that I'm supposed to rub elbows with are probably going in the VIP entrance.
They're all walking into the main entrance.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm going to try and do some cool acrobatics like my friends over here.
Great.
What's your dex?
I got a 7. It was a 3, but with a modifier of 4.
Lucky number 7 tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? After you see them all the way up ahead of you, you know that you have to get there. The show is going to start in the not too distant future. You leap off of the front of the water taxi, try to put a foot on the next boat. It immediately slips off, and you go directly into the canal, finding yourself next to an attractive and very well-dressed tiefling woman who's treading water. Oh, I thought I was going to be the only one here tonight, but Apparently not.
Oh, hello. My name's Rivulet. Who are you?
Well, hello. I'm Charity. I was in this boat until that very rugged-looking human and the elderly-looking one knocked me out into the water.
Oh, are you interested in meeting this rugged human?
What I would love to.
I suppose we better go and help them out of the water. I mean, we probably don't need to fish a fish out of the water, but
Man, I already got this gnome guy on my hand.
You, the two
Just
of you.
wanted to party.
make space for love.
The two of you, you see there's this like... There's like a little ripple and like boats kind of moving apart. You see people swimming through the canal. You realize after a moment one of them is Rivulet, who is kind of tugging this red-skinned, horned tiefling person towards the two of you.
I do like the color red.
Galen, I found. Are you a lady?
Yes, thank you.
I found
Thank
a
you for asking.
lady.
Wow.
Well, friends, let us endeavor to help you out of the
She
Out of this
needs your
canal.
help.
I can't get out of the canal. I'm very stuck.
Oh, here, grab my big beefy arms.
Oh my, they're very beefy.
Yeah.
She grabs on and just like she weighs nothing, you just lift her right out of the water. Oh my. You are strong.
Wow, how'd you get yourself in this predicament?
Well, it's a bit of a funny story. You see, I was minding my own business in a gondola back there, and then two people ran along the sides of it and knocked me into the water. I found myself in the canal, and this wonderful lady was nice enough to bring me over to meet you.
Oh, I'm a princess, not.
Oh, excuse me, this wonderful princess.
Galen, would you like to introduce me?
Oh, yes. This is Rivulet of Notlantis, the third or seventh
Seven.
kid. Tripon. What's his name? What's your dad's name again?
What is my dad's name?
Whoa.
I have some daddy issues.
Every father's worst nightmare.
In our extremely non-canonical live adventure, I'm gonna look back and you see, this is why I have a million tabs of lore open on the computer at all times. Did I write it down? I don't know if I wrote it
I
down.
don't think that's what's most important
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're safe.
Triton. It's Triton.
Of course it is.
Okay.
For
We
now,
all
it's
knew that.
Triton.
Yeah. Rivulet creates water and raises herself elegantly out of the water and steps next to Galen. What
Well,
do you
it's-
think of this very horny creature?
It's
I've never
quite
met
literally
one.
true.
I do like the color red.
Well, we're all going to the concert, yes?
Oh, yeah. What section are your tickets for?
Oh, well, I happen to have a box on the third floor.
Oh, you have a box, do you?
Why, yes, I do.
Are you open to letting folks inside your box?
I'd really just like my box to be filled.
How many people do you think you could fit in one night?
Well, it's a long night. We're very close to the midwinter solstice, after all.
There are four
I'd
of
certainly
us.
like to join you in your box.
I bet we
sounds
could
like
all
fun.
fit, even your small friend there. Although, are you of age? I'm 14. Maybe
my-
not your small friend.
No, he's my emotional support friend. I have the papers, don't worry.
All right then. Hey, but guys.
What?
Okay. Like, absolutely richboxlife.star and like richhornedlady.star. But I want to meet him. Can we go backstage?
Dude,
And
we haven't
remember,
even gotten in the venue
I
yet.
don't have a ticket.
Stop saying that loudly in front of strangers.
I definitely have a ticket. All of us have tickets. Was that better? So, but do you think we can meet him before the show? I mean,
Look, didn't you notice I told them you're my emotional support friend?
And
I have remember those papers that we made?
Well,
I keep them in my wallet as a joke.
Yeah, look, okay, so we can, that's fine, but look, I made Mr. Song a present. Nick Pick reaches into a pocket, begins pulling out something red, and keeps pulling, and about 5 seconds later, you see about a 10.5-foot long, extremely lumpy knitted red wool scarf.
Aww.
I learned how to knit just for him. Do you think he's gonna like it? Thanks. No, I need it. I like affirmations from people I don't know as well as my friends here and mysterious voices in the dark.
Is a present from the heart. Can I cast silent image and make him look like the rest of the scarf? Like he'll just look like one giant bundle of scarf, and then we could get him in that way.
Absolutely can do that.
There we are. He's a scarf now.
Suddenly, the scarf now appears to be 14 feet long.
He's a lengthy
He's a very small gnome.
Scarf.
He is a very lengthy bundle of scarf. You see, the scarf just kind of goes, wow, that's really cool. Do I look like a scarf to you guys?
Shh.
But what if I was a mimic scarf?
I cast entangle around the scarf's mouth.
Suddenly, the scarf is now neatly packaged and wrapped in an elaborate, ribbon setup made out of thorny vines.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was going to have to wear that
actually, excuse me, made out of kelp, I believe.
Kelp.
Right.
Of course, as an undersea creature. You have your new tiefling friend. You have your knitted up scarf and silent image. By the way, what's the DC on your silent image? What is your spell DC?
14.
Okay, good to know. No particular reason, of course. So
who would even want to check?
Who would want to check? So you all begin filtering towards the main entrance. The rest of you also notice this. There's these very nice, deep, plush blue and purple carpets that have been laid out towards the 3 big double doors that serve as the entrances. You see this sort of instinctive thing has happened where a few of the people from the 5th ring who made the first move are I'm fucking going inside. I never get to do this. I'm going inside. And beeline to the front and are already at the door, getting their tickets checked in, going inside. And the rest have sort of nervously hung back, and this, what you might call the hobnobbers have filled in the gap waiting to get in. But you begin making your way towards the lobby queue. You see things are moving along rapidly enough as they do. They have a little magical sending stone thing scanning a little magical illumination on a ticket. A little beep.
Oh, while we're in the crowd,
yes.
Do I see any of my father's fancy friends?
Give me another perception check.
4.
I mean,
Jail. Plus 3.
Becomes an 8, becomes a 7.
7.
Here's a new
Yeah.
No, you don't notice anyone in particular of your father's friends. You do notice you managed to leave Drawn behind again.
Perfect.
Your bodyguard minder person is
He's
off
still on the taxi.
somewhere. He's still on the taxi. Actually, I mean,
He's trying to pay the fare, but he
just
doesn't
for
have
the
any
fuck
money.
of it. Oh yeah. He's in the canal. He definitely he was like, I can totally do the boat hopping. No, didn't work.
Is he a fan of Catboy? I mean, Song of the Snow?
Drawn is more a fan of as you might imagine by this point, or those of you that have been listening to the show might imagine at this point, Drawn is a fan of classical music.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
great.
Song
So
of
I don't
the
need to
Snow
feel
is a
bad
very
about-
contemporary bard.
Great.
Yeah. No.
It's better this way.
Yes, certainly could be.
Hello, fellow tradespeople. This has been, I hope you are enjoying this podcast as much as we are. If you are, please leave us a 5-star rating on whatever podcast platform you are listening on. Also, go ahead and follow us on social media at the Roll Report Cast. If you are feeling especially supportive and fancy and delightful, you can also support us on Patreon, which we would really love and appreciate. And you get all kinds of really fancy special bonus perks for doing that. All right, back to the show.
So you get to the front of the queue. There are several people kind of taking your tickets. You hold out your sheaf of them. Your new friend Charity holds out hers, and with a natural fucking 20, the ticket taker, as Galen is about to walk through, goes, that's a really big scarf.
This scarf.
We don't allow outside beverages. Give me that for a second. Let me check that, please.
Sure. And I kind of like slip in, because I did have some snacks. And I'm like, oh, great.
Always do.
It'll diversion. They'll find the snacks and be like, oh, no snacks. So I slip in some mussels that I had like cooked up and then resealed, They're really good. And I slip them into the scarf as a diversion.
As this person takes what they think is a scarf, presumably a very lightweight pile of fabric in spite of its size, they suddenly stagger under the weight of it, and you hear a small oof. And they go, wait a minute, your scarf talked. Scarves don't talk. And it starts feeling right. That's not fabric. That's
muscles.
That's skin.
Snacks.
That's a face. What's happening here?
I cast Crown of Madness on this person.
Okay.
We have an extra ticket.
Maybe it's a little over.
Dron's ticket. I have Dron's ticket.
This person
Yes.
rolls a 13.
Oh, you have failed.
So what is it? What do you have to concentrate?
They're
What do they
charmed, and I can make them attack somebody if I want to. I don't think they need to attack anybody. There is a noticeable crown of
do?
madness.
Oh yeah, everyone's very well dressed. As it's the
festive
coral.
crown of madness.
As it's the coral hall,
Exactly.
they've got little sort of coral tiaras sort of things, but now it's starting to look very twisted and jagged and a little bit metallic.
Thorny, but there's some holly in there.
Yeah. And I guess they try to punch the next person in line.
No. They just really have to go to the bathroom, really bad, and they're gonna drop our scarf.
They
friend.
toss it into the air, and I catch it.
They toss the scarf. Galen, roll a dexterity save.
Oh, crap.
They're so
one
small.
drop-
I
back of
am
tiny
going to
dice.
use my lucky luck
Okay.
and re-roll that one.
Cool.
I don't want to drop my little friend.
Okay.
Sorry, I shook it after. I'm gonna redo it again. Oh, it's a nat 20.
Amazing. The Nick Pick scarf goes flying into the air. Despite how heavy it was, the ticket taker managed to get a real hefty throw on it. Flies into the air. You see the scarf part of it begins unraveling as Nick Pick, the heavy part, begins plummeting towards the ground. You dive neatly forward, catch, and manage to turn a perfect low flip and land on your feet in a 3-point stance at the end of it. To the rousing applause of all of these rich people waiting inside the lobby looking askance at this altercation, and the ticket taker with their crown now bolting towards a door on the side that says restrooms.
I'm just wanting to see what the reaction of Lady
Oh yeah, me too.
What's her name? Charity.
Charity.
Thank you.
Thank you, audience. Yep.
Yeah. Charity looks very nonplussed.
Oh.
Which does beg the question if you can ever be plussed, but neither here nor there. Definitely has a face of like, what have I gotten myself into? I'm here for it, but what have I gotten myself into? But still right alongside.
Great.
So the lobby, as you enter, continues this sort of watery Art Deco, if you will, this sort of gold paisley-ish patterns in the carpet, fake columns sticking out of the walls that absolutely are not structural and don't do anything but look like columns, little sculptural elements sticking out of them. It's a very large open room. You can see there are 2 entrances to the theater on kind of the right and left corner across from you, and a central staircase that leads up to the balcony and box levels. There are also several potted plants and small trees discreetly placed around the periphery of the room. And actually, everybody make a perception check. See if Rivulet can get double digits.
Oh, I did.
I have a 15.
15,
I got 17 plus 4.
15, 21. Nickpick gets a 10.
12 plus 4 is
Well,
16.
he's a scarf, so.
He's also a scarf and kind of like, he's getting a real good look at like, I imagine kind of Galen's armpit right now, like clamped under there.
Oh yeah.
So
They're fresh.
barnacle or
Today they're
two.
fresh.
yeah. Galen and Yorick, you both notice there is a not super discreet security presence. You see 4 large individuals, 2 Goliaths and 2 bugbears. They are all in black, not sort of overt armor, but little bits of like leather and some things that you suspect might give it a little bit of things. Little bits of leather. Rivulet, you notice 2 things. One, you notice these 4 people in their black all have a little thing in their ear that sort of looks like it's somewhere between a Bluetooth headset and a pill bug. This little interesting segmented sort of metallic something that has the vague shape of pill bug in their ear.
But it's not actually a bug.
It is not actually a bug, it's not actually moving. It looks mechanical or magical. You also notice that, I put this somewhere, aha. So of these plants and trees, they're all of them, except for 1, tropical. Things that you would expect to find in the nearby region and the islands surrounding Sea Shallow. There's like miniature palm trees, a little, I had the word and I lost it, but they're tropical plants. And there is 1 small, sort of bonsai'd cedar tree in the back corner. And it is getting really fucking crowded in here. People have continued to come in and have their tickets taken, and there's already a small crowd inside.
I want the bonsai.
Well,
That's a nat 1.
so
Oh boy. Here
So-
we go.
Can I gift a lucky roll?
no.
Okay.
So, Galen and Yorick,
Oh,
you guys,
consequences.
you see, and Pickwick's still in your arm. You see Rivulet kind of like look around, clock these security guards, look towards the corner, and immediately book it towards this tree. That now that you get a little closer, presumably kind of being pulled in her wake, you think looks a little bit odd. Rivulet, you just give this like, oh, I'm definitely not doing anything over here. And as you reach out and touch the tree, you vanish from the lobby.
What?
And you find yourself in a small hallway. There are several unmarked doors on either side and in front of you at the end. And you look behind you and you see a door that says backstage.
Oh!
Your companions are nowhere to be seen. Galen and Yorick, Rivulet seem to get swallowed by this plant.
Wait, what kind of swallowed are we talking here? Like, it looks like it actually ate her? Or?
No, like absorbed into. She reached out. You have known her well enough to know that Rivulet is sometimes just like, I want that. That should be mine. And has the attitude of, if I see it and I want it, it should be mine. But as she reached out to kind of grab it, the second she touched like the tree itself, right into like essentially like her whole body collapsing into her hand, into the tree.
I'm
Well,
going
that
up.
looked exciting.
I'm going up to the tree.
Yeah.
I'm touching that tree.
I think there's only one choice here, and that's
Picky
follow her
Nick,
into the
my
tree.
buddy, he's coming too. No
Yeah.
choice.
Right.
Galen, you reach
Bring
out.
the scarf.
Nitpick. What's my buddy's name again?
Nick pick.
Nick pick.
Nick Pick.
Nick pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Picnic.
Nick Pick.
You know, one or the other.
Such a good observation.
Galen, you reach out, Nick pick under one arm. As soon as you touch the plant, sucked into the plant. Galen's gone.
Yep, I'm jumping into the plant.
Reach out. Rivulet, roll a dexterity save.
8 plus whatever.
As you're like looking at this backstage door and like looking around, kind of trying to figure out exactly what happened, a moment later, Galen cannons into you. A moment later, Yorick cannons into Galen, and all three of you spill out into the hallway in a heap.
Oh.
That's an excellent question. Charity, a moment later,
Gamely follows us.
A moment later, Charity absolutely does follow you, appears there, stumbles and like falls down, like reaches out a hand to catch herself, not very dexterous, but did in fact follow you. Wow,
Did she
I've
fall
never
on
been-
top of Galen?
I give the people what they want. She rolled an 8. She absolutely fell directly on top of Galen.
My
Galen-
big beefy human arm.
Galen, you just managed to kind of shove Yorick off of you when this like voluptuous and now very friendly tiefling falls on top of you. Oh, well, I thought we were going to get to this later in the evening, but
Hey, we're not even in your box yet.
oh yes, I'm sorry. Can I help you up to your feet?
Let's help each other up.
The two of you help each other up to your feet.
Yeah,
And-
staring into each other's eyes, leaning back, counting, standing.
You hear from under your arm, hey, that's all really good, but can I stop being a scarf now, or can you like untie me?
Wait.
It's easier this way. You're less of a liability.
Tangle hasn't untangled.
Well, I will certainly remove this illusion, but unfortunately, if Rivulet doesn't remove this entangle spell, it's not much good.
Charity looks over very surprised for a moment. I thought that was just a scarf, but all right. And now you have this little gnome entangled in kelp under your arm, holding a long 10-foot scarf in the other hand.
Is that really reasonable? What about gnome rights? You know, shouldn't we let him go? He's just a wee fella.
I'm pretty sure he wants to be here.
Yeah.
but
This
just-
is look, it's backstage.
Perhaps not entangled. Yeah, we're all here where we want to be. We're past this.
Guys. Okay. It's almost time for the show. Okay, we've got like 18 minutes. We gotta go. Let's find him.
We'll follow you.
Great.
There's a sign that says backstage.
Wasn't that where we came from?
I thought I saw one when I arrived in this magical place.
That means this is the backstage, right?
Okay, great.
So
I'm gonna
we're
try this
here
door.
Backstage.
You're here in backstage.
We're backstage.
Wait, are we in the backstage?
Are you in the? Well, we do love redundancy.
Listen,
Redundancy.
what's important to know at this moment is that we're backstage. Anything else would be preposterous.
Are you related to the singer?
What?
No.
Yeah. Charity's a
Not
tiefling.
yet.
The singer's a large cat. Humanoid cat.
Not yet. Anyway, Nick Pick begins running down the hall towards the door at the end, and
Oh.
makes it to the end of the hallway
Nat.
without tripping himself or anyone else.
Who'd have thought those little legs could take him so far?
Hey, we may be small and only canonically have 25 feet of movement speed, but we can use it.
Yeah.
He throws open the door, hops inside, and it closes behind him.
Oh.
Oh, which door is this? The backstage? The store
So
that's what?
there are two on either side of you and one at the end of the hall. He ran straight down the hall to the end.
Considering how he rolled, I think we should go that way.
I think we should inspect for traps, given
Oh.
how effectively he rolled.
Rivulet just
like,
like
no,
starts
you
walking
do
down the
hasty.
hall, and Yorick holds out a hand. Roll an investigation check. Whoever would like to. Or everybody.
I rolled a 16 plus. Is investigation intelligence? Okay, yeah, I have a +6 intelligence modifier.
I rolled
I got
another
a
3.
Oh, boy. I got a 10.
Which is why I was investigating.
So, Yorick, you're immediately like, tripwire, tripwire, tripwire. Like, not in any like real dangerous way, but just like they're definitely supposed to trip people up and slow you down. You immediately like spot the first one, start undoing it. Galen, you spot the second one, start kind of undoing that. Rivulet, you assume that that's all that there was and just like keep walking. Hit the third one, take a spill, and come up. Actually, roll an acrobatics check.
Yeah. Well, I got an 8.
Does that turn into?
No, it's a 4 that turns
Oh, it's a
into
4
an
turns
8.
into 8. It turns into, you're going for the best like Gene Wilder Willy Wonka roll out of it, and it just kind of goes sideways, and you smack your funny bone into the floor really hard, and you stand up. Not quite as cool as you thought.
9 takes one of his tentacles and like puts one of the suckers on it to make
No.
it feel better.
Just you feel like the little sucker pulse trying to like prevent it from bruising too much.
Octopus suck it better.
What?
It's a well-known thing among octopi, right? I mean,
Yeah, the
asking
suckers
the-
of the sea.
Yeah.
That's what they were. It wasn't elephants.
Yorick and Galen, you, as you're both like removing these tripwires, you see Rivulet just like bite it, pop back up, rubbing her elbow with 9 attached to it, but you make it to the end of the hallway. The door does not appear to be trapped.
I step through.
Okay.
Me too.
Me 3.
As you step through, there is no sign of Nick Pick. In front of you, there is your sort of the door has about a 3-4 foot landing in front of it, not very wide. So you pull up to stop from falling into. I'm sorry, that's the wrong thing. Never mind. You don't fall. That was a whole other.
Yes!
See, the problem with having many tabs open and trying to keep the story straight. Then it opens up into kind of a larger bridge, and there are a number of flagstones across it. You notice that many of them have a letter or a number or a magical symbol of some sort on top of them.
Oh.
This is
I've
like,
seen this movie before.
Yeah.
I do an Arcana check.
Go for it.
I think that's a 16 as well.
I think it is. So with a 16, you notice that, one, you kind of like peer off to the side. Below this bridge is just empty space.
Uh-oh.
Can't see the bottom even,
Hence
which
the
is
cavern.
surprising, being that you're kind of like on the ground floor of a building at sea level, but it seems to just go down. You notice that there's a very careful pathway you could take where the flagstones spell the name Song of the Snow.
Oh. All right. They
do
didn't know
it.
this. Yeah. My compatriots, there's a pathway. All you have to do is walk the
What?
steps that spell Song of the Snow. Who wants to go first? It shouldn't be me. I'm not very dexterous.
Could I
I got it.
create
I'm
some
pretty
more
dexterous.
water and just go over this entire thing?
No. But you can roll an acrobatics or athletics check.
Okay. 16.
16. you make it look like a dance, like a game, an elaborate balletic game of hopscotch, neatly dancing from letter to letter all the way across to the other side. And on the other side, you see the bridge ends with like a similar little landing and another door.
I'm
I'll
going
wait for
for
my
it.
friends.
All right, Galen, acrobatics or athletics?
Oh no. I got an 8.
With it, you get to song, you get to the G, and then there's kind of a tricky and slightly larger lump towards the O of, and you land on a strange, unpronounceable alchemical symbol, and the flagstone gives way underneath you. Make a dexterity saving throw. You got this, Galen.
Nat 20.
18.
18! With an 18, as the flagstone starts falling, you kick out, do an elaborate middle split right over the hole, and manage to yank your foot across to the O in the letter of, and continue across without any further difficulties.
I wish I had some spells to make me more dexterous, but let's do this.
Let's do it.
Okay, that's a 14.
A 14 will do it. It's not graceful. Like, there's a
I
moment.
never am.
The first, 4 steps, you're trying to emulate Rivulet and really trying to go for that, the balletic leaps and twirls in the air, and you realize very quickly it's not going to happen. But you manage to make it across to the other landing without further incident.
Wait,
Nick-
what happened to my little friend? Oh, he's in
Yeah, what
front of
about
us, huh?
Nitpick and Charity?
Nitpick is still nowhere to be
Gone.
seen. Oh, yes, excuse me.
Not even like a
Charity.
Uh-oh.
Charity starts going.
Oh, no.
It does not look to be the most dexterous or athletic of people. Also, kind of in the very elaborate costume that's not doing her any favors right there.
It's doing me favors, though.
It's doing a lot of favors for you. Beefs it on the N of song and falls.
I cast Unseen Servant.
Oh, yes. Let's gotta do something right.
Okay.
Entangle?
Sure.
Or the hand. What doesn't one of you
Yeah.
have a hand?
I feel like that's...
Roll.
A
I'm gonna
grabby
say
hand?
roll.
Someone cast a grabby
Roll
hand.
a luck check, pure luck. Just D20 and tell me what you get.
1.
Oh, okay.
So, to those of us with an imaginary bird's eye view of this situation, we can imagine this.
What about Lucky Galen? Galen's very lucky.
Galen? You're.
Yeah, but
Get
I want
lucky.
to do the telekinetic shove.
I would.
Thanks.
Galen, I will allow a dexterity saving throw if you want to try to rescue.
Yeah,
your
I
new
want to
friend.
telekinetically shove her
Oh,
into
yeah,
back
totally.
into my arms.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That place she's come
Stylish
to know.
and romantic.
Oh, 16.
Oh,
Plus a 4 dexterity is that's
With
a 20.
With a 20, it does it. So you leap several letters back so you can get in range. You telekinetically shove her back up out of the collapsed flagstone onto the correct path, and she ends up falling into your arms gracefully, almost swooning. Oh, Galen. Oh, my. Well, she's not huge, doesn't weigh a lot, just right up under your shoulder and you go. And you all assemble on the landing on the far side of the room. With one more door on this side of the room. And Nitpick still nowhere to be found.
I just yell really loud, Nitpick!
Just echoes side to side.
Nitpick, nitpick,
What ho!
What?
No sign. No sign of him.
I can't roll
No
for it or
Nitpick.
anything? Okay.
should have kept him as a scarf.
I guess I will investigate the door.
Okay, go for it.
15 plus whatever.
It is a door. It's as best you can tell, it's a door. It is not locked. Does not seem to be trapped.
I go through it.
You open the door. As you open it, you all immediately hear a whirring noise. something like a fan, except as if it was like off balance and chattering. You step in to this next room. The door closes behind you and vanishes.
Oh, no.
And in front of you, you see a room about 50 feet long to the other side, full of rotating wooden poles with metal blades attached to them at various heights. And as the door vanishes, you hear a shing, and scythes swing down from the ceiling at 2 different intervals, beginning to sweep across the room.
I cast water.
I've definitely seen this movie before.
I fill up the room and make everything go slow.
Okay.
It's actually it's in the rider. This room is part of the rider.
So here's the thing. I will allow this with a spellcasting check. However,
Yes.
the things are at very different heights. So you're essentially going to, in this case, if you want to do this, and I highly encourage this, you're filling this room with water,
Yeah.
which will cut off the air.
Correct.
And mean that all 4 of you will need to swim through this to the other door, but you will have advantage on checks to do so because the things are moving slower.
Yeah.
Just
we
making
go
sure.
swimming.
Great. Rivulet,
I'm great at swimming. I'm
I
made
like-
of water.
I have a special ring of swimming.
I like to think for you, this is
That
manifest
is
as just
canon,
like
too.
your hair begins almost leaking and it just doesn't stop. And slowly water pools around your feet. It begins pooling through the room. Rapidly, within the next minute, it has filled.
Some of the bioluminescent plankton also get into the room.
Yes, they do.
Thanks for that.
So,
Well done.
incidentally, everybody, you can hold your breath for your Constitution modifier number of minutes.
Can the bioluminescent plankton give me the help action, please?
You absolutely. These guys. Wait, you can just breathe underwater, and I don't. Can you breathe underwater?
The ring allows me to swim
It has a
as
swimming
fast as I can walk.
Okay. All right. So normally your swimming speed is half of your normal movement. This thing is 50 feet across. Everybody, I will roll for charity. Give me a acrobatics with advantage to avoid these things.
18.
Ooh, 19.
14.
19.
Okay.
Do I get an extra advantage?
No.
That's right. Advantage, yeah.
Okay. Needed it. So you all begin following Rivulet through. Rivulet just like casually, like naturally, like she was born to the water, swimming through these whirling blades. The sides have kind of stopped. They're just like really slowly inching towards each other. Excuse me. And the 3 of you make it. You look behind you, you see Charity just like holding her side as a large slash has opened up through her dress.
My lady!
She just cannot talk. Just go just pointing at the door and like gesturing frantically.
What's happened? I look at the door.
Go for it. Roll
I'm
investigation.
looking at the door. 15 plus whatever.
Again,
17,
seems locked,
17.
seems unlocked and untrapped.
17 with a 17?
Yeah.
Okay.
Open it.
I open it.
You open the door into a very elaborate dressing room. Water begins pouring into it, draining out from this room. You all are forced into the dressing room by the flood of water. You look over, kind of sitting in a chair, like just sort of strumming a lute casually, is a tall, white leopard patterned tabaxi who looks over your direction and just goes, well, fuck me, I didn't think I was gonna get a flood on top of this. What are you doing in my dressing room?
I am immediately starstruck and just start mumbling. oh my God.
Oh, well,
it's really
I just touched a thing, and then here we are. I'm not sure how I got here myself. It was through a series of unfortunate and yet fortunate events.
Well, I'm looking for my emotional support friend named Nick Pig.
Who also happens to have a present for you, turns out.
I quickly look around the room to see if maybe the cat's already received the disturbing red scarf.
There is a notable absence of red fabric in this room.
No, where is Nick Pick?
He got sliced up.
Now, okay, but like, who are you and why are you in my dressing room?
That is a good
Well, we're
question.
fans. We're just big fans of yours. And
Are you going to introduce me properly?
Man.
oh yeah, this is.
Don't mess it up this time, please. I care about this one.
You know I'm really bad under pressure. This is. Oh my gosh. Rachel.
You know what? You're worth introducing myself to. And she gives her hand to you and says, I'm Rivulet Starfish, 7th princess of nautical Atlantis. And then she lists off a bunch of other titles.
Right.
There are some in canon.
And she curtsies with the stars, and it's really cute and pretty.
First time Rivulet has ever introduced herself in this entire story. This is a big deal, people.
It's true. Song of the Snow, for it is indeed the legendary bard himself, stands up, takes your hand, bows very low, and plants a delicate little. A pleasure to meet you. That really doesn't answer why you felt like you needed to flood my dressing room.
Oh, and she snaps her fingers and dissipates all the water. She destroys the water.
Oh.
I swear you have no
In this
spell slots
world,
left.
the physics
but yes,
work
sure.
for
It's
us.
a cantrip.
Oh, okay, great. If it's a cantrip, it's a cantrip, it's a cantrip.
Cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
At this moment, the door opens again. A giant tongue of flame licks into the room.
I hate those.
Pickwick combat rolls underneath it into the room, kicking the door shut behind him, pops onto his feet looking very much singed and sooty and worse for wear and goes, holy fucking shit, that was
Nick Pig.
Young man,
cannot
language.
speak, staring jaws at the floor as he has just met his idol.
Oh, like I said, this is my emotional support friend that we were looking for, and hey, look, we found him.
I'm your biggest fan. I made this for you. And he begins again, unraveling 10 feet of scarf.
And at this point, the scarf is like really soggy and kind of burnt. It's got seaweed in it.
It is a very
Salty.
homemade scarf, you might say. Best scarf ever.
Raise it on stage.
Roll. Well, okay, sure.
Rolling for scarf.
Who's rolling for the scarf? Is that me as Nick Pick, or is that Galen as the person?
I think Nick Pick is rolling for scarf.
It's a Song of the Snow.
Charity rolls for scarf. Charity's gonna roll for scarf.
Charity.
Oh,
That's a 19 on the die.
of course it
So that means somehow,
A glorious scarf.
all of the shenanigans the scarf has gone through has kind of elevated into this like incredibly amazing fabric that's got all these different textures of like fire. It almost looks like all the elements combined. It's like crystals of salt water that have formed, and the singed parts have a really cool pattern.
I cast
Yeah.
dancing lights to make the scarf even more glorious.
Oh.
Amazing. Everybody, give me persuasion with advantage.
Scarf! This scarf is about to win the entire round.
Persuasion with advantage from all three of you.
10.
With advantage?
Yeah.
You're so good at persuading too.
15.
I know.
Wait, what's our advantage?
Okay,
Roll twice and take the higher of the two numbers.
my
I'm rolling really
charisma. I think that's an 18. Yep, that's an 18.
13.
Highly persuasive
Okay.
right now.
And Charity. Charity does a little bit of like.
Oh.
Shimmy.
Oh, hey, Charity, whose team are you playing for now, huh?
I was just trying to get us all
The
on
scarf team.
stage with Mr. Snow. I don't know.
Oh, is that what I'm pursuing?
Song, in the meantime, as you have all persuaded,
Persuasion?
looks at this gorgeous scarf. We see the momentary flashback
Shiny.
to Galen doing an elaborate ribbon dance with the scarf, flaring it around through bits of flame, artfully distressing the edges, slicing a piece of it. He takes it, and you see a single tear rolls down his cheek.
Glorious.
Scarf. It's the nicest present anyone's ever made for me. My goodness, young gnome, this is just... If I wasn't married, I'd give you a kiss. Oh. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Do you want one? My husband's not here and we have an open relationship.
Nice.
Nick Pick goes, well, I really do, but also I'm 14, and also I think I heard that your husband needs to like communicate with you before you go around kissing people, and I am your biggest
Wow.
fan, so I do actually know a little bit about your relationship. I'm
Communication.
surprised you don't.
It's in their bio on Bubble. It's in their bio.
Song of the Snow bursts out laughing, scoops up Nickwick in a big hug, and goes, how would you all like to be my backing band for the concert tonight?
Oh, yeah.
That sounds delightful.
I can ham bone.
I'm not very talented.
Well, there's no
Doesn't matter.
time like showtime, and it happens to be showtime.
Here we are.
So, Song is going to award everyone a... What is this? Oh, that's right. It's a D12 of Bardic Inspiration.
I was going to say, I'm going to need a big
Because-
modifier to pull this off.
Quick aside, this is my long, old NPC/character from a previous game that did make it to a level 20 Bard, which gets shafted on their level 20 abilities, but we've talked about it a lot on the podcast, so. So, as you make your way to the stage in Song of the Snow's Wakes, he pulls the lute off his back, he starts playing the first song. Everybody give me a performance check. You do have a D12 that you can add to it.
Oh, all right.
I got a nat 20.
Oh, my Lord.
Charity is singing along, thankfully not mic'd because, bless her heart, she has a terrible voice and rolled a grand total of a 9. That was with her inspiration.
I just rolled a 28 with the bonus.
28.
I am hotter than I have ever been.
I got a 15.
15.
With
Oh, that's the 27?
27. Wow. Okay.
Ooh,
so,
yeah.
just for context, you all begin the best backing band set of all time. Play it.
The greatest
I don't remember
performance.
how many of you actually have instruments.
Oh, I have a
I
few.
think I have an
You're playing
instrument of some sort.
Playing the clams.
Yeah.
as it
I've got a
were.
lute.
Playing the lute.
Yeah, I think I have a lute too.
think
Oh,
you have
did you play
bagpipes. You have
bagpipes
bagpipes?
once?
Oh, yeah.
No, I play the
Bagpipes.
spoons.
I have a lute.
That's
You have
Blaze, that's
bagpipes.
Blaze.
Oh,
It's
Blaze has bagpipes.
It's
That's
an
right.
odd assemblage of musical instruments, but it works. Now, just for context, Song of the Snow, who does have advantage, rolled a 2 and a 3. Which becomes a 21. As the concert begins, the entire choral hall, a 1,000-seat venue, erupts into cheers and joys of delight as our heroic trio begins the concert. And that is where we will start a dance party. So that is the end of our prepared stuff. Thank you all for joining us. If you want to, shove your chairs off to the side. We're going to get Bo up in a moment. We're going to have music, and you're welcome to hang out. There are snacks. Come talk to us. Again, please check out the QR code, listen to the podcast, and have a wonderful night. We're going to be in here till 9:30. I got to kick everyone out, so let's dance.
Don't just listen, but follow.
Big up, Colin. Everybody, big round of applause for Colin for this amazing
Thank
work.
you, Ryan.
Uriah.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Jason.
Fucking awesome, buddy.